So, I think pretty quick. The Macwheel Macmission 100. Hey guys, this is Nate and this is the Nader Tater channel. Alright, so I just got this in from FedEx, from Amazon. And so now I want to open it up and put it together and see how hard it is, and then we'll go out and ride it. All right, there we have it. I put it together. I'd say probably took about an hour, all said and done, as far as getting it out of the box, putting it all together. Battery's still charging up, but just a little bit more. I think it's about 3-hour charge time, give or take. It's like a 4-amp charger. And so let me get that charged up, and I'll put it in, and we'll go take it for a spin. What I'll say is that you know, this seems to be all pretty good quality. Everything fit together well. I like the kickstand. Next has a nice little feature to it that has kind of an over center thing that really makes it snap in place well. And then it even has a lock collar, so you can adjust the height of it, which is really nice. At first it was too high and it was too easy to tip over, but you can adjust that. So I'll have to play with this and see. Brakes feel okay. You know, they're little disc brakes here, front and back. The bike itself weighs about 51 pounds with the battery, which is obviously heavy for a bike. You know, well says this bike is heavy just by itself. I haven't weighed it, but you can feel the back end is heavy with that electric motor back there. So it's certainly not something you want to probably pedal around without the power. Now, it can do about 16 to 20 miles per hour with just the throttle without you pedaling on flat ground. So I'll test it out. That's what they say. I'll test it out and see. They'll say it'll go like nearly 30 miles with just the battery powering, not you pedaling. If you help pedal, then you can get like 47 or 50 miles out of it with just the throttle assist to help you out. So I'll play with these settings here, and I'll hop on it and I'll show you videos. I'll let you know how fast it goes. I'll test it on my driveway. There's some new sidewalks being put around my property here, so I'll be able to go into town actually on this bike fairly soon. But if you were commuting with it, you know, the nice thing about it is that they do include these little you know, fenders for it, so that should help with, you know, keeping from that wet, muddy stripe going up along your butt and back, or the front for that matter. So it didn't have instructions, at least in that manual, for how to do that, so I had to figure that out. That was probably the worst part of it. But besides that, everything went together fairly easily. It was all pretty self-explanatory. I didn't really need to look at the manual, even though I did, just to make sure. So let's get out on it and take it for a spin. All right, so for the battery, you know, it does pop off. It does have a key lock that you can lock it on there, which is obviously nice, to not have someone take it from you. But it has a battery indicator light, so you can press that button and it will show you, you know, mine's fully charged now, under 3 hours, but I think it came probably half charged or something. But it takes 3 to 4 hours to charge with a standard 110 plug. And then the plug here, you just flip it open there. That gives you a little port, and then you have an on-off switch. Okay, so then to put it on, you bring it up here and you press down, and then it's on there. Like I said, you can lock it, and then you flip this on switch, and that's now going to power up your bike, or power up the battery, should I say. So now, once that is on, and you can press and hold this button, now your display will light up, and this will show you your battery indicator as well as your modes. There's 5 different speed modes. 0 is just electric. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and those are all either electric or assist. So it will detect and assist you, or you can not pedal and just do the throttle, and it will go. Now you do have gears. It has 7 gears that you can change, you know, like a standard 7-speed bike, and that only changes your pedaling assist. That doesn't change any kind of speed for the electric motor. The electric motor is actually built into here in the hub, and that is outside of the gearing. All right, so now this is my first time taking it out. I'm in pure electric mode right now, so I'm just going to twist the throttle and do a loop around the circle and see what it does. So, things pretty quick. So the indicator here is telling me 20 miles per hour, which is about what they tell you is the top speed. I can barely do that and stay around this circle because I have to lean over so far. But let me put the camera on my chest so you guys can go along for a ride with me. All right, here we go. Again, just electric. You can see here is the 0 speed, which means it only does on the throttle, no assist based off of the pedals. So now we'll go down the driveway. Showing 22 miles per hour. 23. Okay, so now going back up is a little bit of an uphill battle. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change my setting here. You can go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and what it does is basically it reacts to your pedal. So when you pedal, it kicks in the motor and gives just a certain amount of watts that's like steady. And when you stop pedaling, it turns off that electric motor. So it's kind of nice because you don't have to twist the throttle all the time. You just pedal a little bit, and it's going to give you the assist. And so like I said, you can change that speed setting right here, and you can just click up to 2, and it's going to give you another boost of speed, and all the way up to 5. And at 5, you're really going to be cruising along at 20 miles per hour or more at that speed. So if you're cruising around town, you probably just won't setting 1 or 2. You know, 1 is very comfortable pedaling, you know, 10, 12 miles per hour. All right, so now we're at the dirt track, and I'm gonna go around just electric mode for a little while, and then I'll do some pedaling for you. All right, so this obviously is not an off-road bike. You know, there is no suspension front or rear. But I came out here to the dirt track because it's an easy place for me to zip around without worrying about cars or traffic and fly my drone overhead. But what I'll tell you is that it was impressive. It was fun too. Most of the time on this dirt track, I'm on a motorized vehicle, and this first time, you know, I've been pedaling out here. And I'll say this thing is very easy to use. You know, you don't have to really, you don't have to use the throttle at all if you don't want to. You just change the setting to 1 through 5, and it automatically kicks in when you pedal, and then it stops when you let go of the pedaling. Now, it is a slight delay when you stop pedaling. It's probably 1 to 2 seconds tops, that it keeps giving you assist until it starts to turn off the motor. That's the only thing that's a little bit takes getting used to. The rest of it, it's like you're just riding a normal bicycle, and you pedal when you want to, and lo and behold, it just comes in and helps assist you. So I can certainly see how this would help with a bike ride, you know, either commuting or just going out for fun. You know, some people say that e-bikes take all the exercise and fun out of the good old-fashioned pedal bike, but really, I don't see, I'm out of breath right now, and all it meant was I was going faster. You know, I still pedal the same hard or same effort as I would without electric bike, but this time I'm going faster and having more fun. And then if I need to get back home, I can kick back and relax and enjoy the airflow and just let the bike take me back home. So I see a lot of benefits of it. I think these things are great, and I think they're going to get more and more popular as the price comes down. Like I said, this one's already pretty affordable, really the same price. It's actually cheaper than my my mountain bike that I have. So certainly in the realm that you can get this, and if you're in the city, for sure this would be a cheap way to commute. And then you know, everything I've seen so far on this guy is good, and I'd recommend it. All right, so that was a good ride. I took a couple mile ride down the road, and then I went down a road that was semi closed off. It's open actually, but it's almost goes to nowhere. So very few cars on it, and the thing works really well. You know, there's a couple things I learned after I've ridden it in a while. One is the brake levers actually have a little wire, a sensor on them, that when you activate the brake, it kicks off the motor. So you can't you know, brake while it's trying to give throttle. So that's kind of a little safety interlock they have, which is nice. And then the other thing is, at 20 miles per hour, it does turn off the electric motor. So I wasn't sure what it meant when it said up to 20 miles per hour, but what it means that if you're pedaling and you pedal over 20 miles per hour, it turns off the assist. So it's all on your own. So you notice that, you know, you're going up to 20, you're like, oh, that's easy, and then after you go over 20, you're like, hey, got harder again. So that is why you know, they state the 20 mile per hour thing, because that's as fast as it will assist you, and it must be like a RPM limit on that motor. So the thing's great. I mean, I would just whip down the road, and it's so much easier than biking the old school way because you have the assist. So I could definitely see how this could be fun. It gets you places a lot faster, but it's quiet, it's nimble, you know, like a bike. So really, I see these as a great means of transportation for anywhere. You know, if you're in the urban area, I'm kind of rural, but there's a lot of bike paths popping up now, so I'll be able to go into town on something like this very easily, because it's not a hard workout. So great bike. I would encourage you guys to consider them. They do make other styles. They make like a city bike that's like a little fold up one. They make a cruiser bike, I think, that has like a basket or something. I don't think they make an off-road one right now, but maybe that's something coming, one with suspension. So keep your eye out. It's a Macwheel. This one's the Macmission 100. But like I said, they have a couple other ones out there. So, you know, for downsides of it, I'll be honest, you know, definitely with the cable brakes, I noticed that my other bike that I have has hydraulic brakes, and you notice that they're, you know, stronger, firmer braking. And so it would be nice to have hydraulic brakes on this. Obviously for the price, I understand why it does not. The 7 speeds is fine. You know, these fenders, they're floppy, so you know, you see them, they bounce around. I'm not sure if I'm going to ding them for that or not, because it's kind of an extra add-on that does help with the splash, which is important. But you know, they're not super strong. The rest of the bike, the main bike itself, you know, the frame looks like good quality. All the welds, you know, I was impressed with all of these. So really, it's just the brakes and the fact that it kicks off at 20 miles per hour. Those are the downsides to me. Other than that, I think it's good. How do you like it?
I like it.